There are still some fans leaving Paycor Stadium, and as people have been passing us, they've been asking, what's the latest update? How is Damar Hamlin doing? There are several cruisers across the street from us at Miami Valley Hospital that are just here to support this officer. If you look over to my right-hand shoulder, it looks like a wheat field, but we're actually on Indian Lake, and these are the weeds we've been talking about. It's just thickets of it. If you turn around this way, the interstate's completely shut down, and this is right by the Jeffersonville outlets. There's a good amount of snow here on Sugar Bush Slope, and coming up tonight in our 90 minutes of news, you'll hear from the ski resort on how business has been so far. They've been looking for conditions like this because it definitely has been slow. But for right now, we'll see you at the bottom.
Okay. Watch her go.
Crews were able to open up one lane of both I-75 north and south, but as you can see behind me, traffic is still crawling. Now, the Ohio State Highway Patrol updated us. This crash involved 2 semis and 3 cars. We previously reported it was 2.
No reports of any OSP helicopters in the air tonight looking in that area?
I did not see any OSP choppers myself, but once we wrap up this live report, I'm going to try to talk to somebody with Vandalia Police or whoever was part of the search effort tonight, James.
Okay.
My photographer, Adam, is actually 50 feet away from me to give you a better look at this current standoff situation here we have in Miami Township. There's a cruiser here. Let me give you a better look. So he's giving us some instructions, but we're on State Route 41. Just on the outskirts of South Charleston, so he was giving us some information on where this road closure is at. Preparing for the next blast winter starts with making sure your gas tank is full and that you have enough emergency snacks in your car. You can see I have a cart full of donation school supplies for kids here to get off on the right foot this school year, and I'm going to hand these off to Steve here, who's been a big help. All right, these are going to be heavy. Here we go. There's one. And just to show you some of the items that were donated today, we got a lot of notebooks in here. Friends and family from all over Clark County gathered here at the Springfield Ohio State Highway Patrol post for one thing, and that is justice for Isabel. On May 10th, OSP said 11-year-old Isabel Conley and her friend 14-year-old Tori Frischi were out walking Tori's dog along a country road when they were hit by Jesse Lee Pearson.
What do you want? Justice!
5 months later, Pearson was charged with 2 misdemeanors.
For running over 2 children and killing one. 1 year is not enough.
Felony for Jesse.
Family members said these charges are a slap to the face and should be felony.
We need justice. We need to be able to drive safely. This man is still driving in our neighborhood. Everybody needs this man off the street.
So on Friday afternoon, family and friends gathered outside the OSP Springfield Post asking investigators to look at all the evidence again.
Witness statements are not complete. There's stuff that has been left out, and so we're trying to get to the bottom of it.
Justice!
Springfield prosecutor Matthew DiBartola told me he does not comment on pending cases, but wants to help the family get justice.
What are all the charges again?
Okay.
Our cameras got the prosecutor calling Tracy on the phone.
Then Mr. Pearson could get 1 year in the Clark County Jail. And that would be 180 days for each of those first-degree misdemeanors.
He told her the current charges would be dismissed and new charges would be filed.
This whole thing has been tough. It's a step in the right direction.
But his wife, Tracy, said
it's bad news because, again, he can't not charge him with a felony because he's municipal court. We need the county prosecutor and the Ohio Patrol to move forward with the felony charges.
What do we want? Justice!
Friends and family of Isabel and Tori say if they don't get the outcome they're hoping for, they're going to go to Columbus to try and change the law. But at the end of the day, it doesn't bring back their little girl. Reporting in Springfield, Haley Kosik, News Center 7. Waiting for a package to arrive can feel like a lifetime. But after 3 long weeks, the wait is finally over for Polly Long. She never expected a delivery like this.
I think it was meant to come back to you.
It must be. It's amazing.
Long story short, Polly ordered 2 class rings after the first one was lost. It turned back up, and she gave it to her friend Stella Gaviria, a Columbia exchange student at Urbana High School. The 2 graduated together in 1980. Well, 42 years later, a couple found it at a music festival in Barcelona.
And I picked it up and I showed it to Adrian. It's like, oh, I found this ring. And Adrian told me, well, actually it's a high school ring because it's not common here in Europe. Adrian actually looked inside.
And then I saw Polly Tumeyer written, and I thought, oh, that's such an unusual last name. This person must be really easy to find.
And she was. The two connected over Facebook Messenger.
And then from there, we just chatted back and forth, and it was pretty clear that Polly was the owner of the ring, and she told me the backstory of how she had lost the ring, then got it back, and then gave it to her old friend Stella, who was an exchange student from Colombia.
But there's two missing pieces to the puzzle.
How he made it from Colombia to Barcelona.
And where is Stella?
I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep trying to find her.
Because she'd like to ask her why she no longer has the ring.
Oh my gosh.
And how it ended up across the world.
That tiny, tiny little ring. Like I said, if that ring could talk, boy, what a story, huh?
But out of all of this, she made two new friends.
Oh, thank you.
You don't have to thank us. It was our pleasure. We're so happy to do it.
Reporting in Urbana.
42 years ago.
Haley Kosik, News Center 7. Molly, just an hour ago, Alana's mother told me that her daughter is now suffering from an appendicitis as a result of her injuries and will be going into surgery very soon. Now, as the mother focuses on her daughter's speedy recovery, we spent the day learning that this wasn't the only 911 call that was placed concerning this manhole cover. However, it was the only injury reported from this incident.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
We are on the 35. I think it's Smith. Is it Smithville?
What happened?
We were driving on the road and the drain ditch thing is sticking up out of the road and we hit it.
Okay, gotcha. Is anyone injured in your vehicle, ma'am?
Yes, my niece.
How old is she?
She's 10.
10 years old and one of 7 people in a minivan Christmas Eve morning when Alana Thomas's aunt called to say their car hit a flipped-up manhole cover on Route 35 West.
Open sewer drain lid that came up through the floorboard and got her legs.
Alana's mother, Amanda Helfenstein, said her daughter was in the car with her aunt, grandmother, and other relatives. On their way to a Christmas celebration, the same one Helfenstein was rushing home to join. Instead, she spent Christmas at her daughter's bedside in the hospital as Alana laid there in agonizing pain.
She got to the point where she said she wanted to die because it was so bad.
The Ohio Department of Public Safety crash report does not go into detail of how the van hit the manhole cover, but does confirm it was elevated in the roadway at the time of the roughly 50-mile-an-hour crash.
The left leg was an open fracture, so the bone was sticking out of her leg on that side.
While Helfenstein watches over her daughter, News Center 7 learned this wasn't the only problem crews had with that cover that day.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
A couple hours before, a man called 911 to report it was out of place.
In a high-speed lane, just by the Smithville overpass, there is an open manhole with covers laying on the side of the road.
Dispatcher sent crews to check it out.
Do you need any more crews for traffic, or are you okay up there?
No, I gotta put back.
And then the problem came back about 2 hours later.
I'm on westbound US 35, right there at Smithville Road. In the far left lane, the manhole cover's flipped up in the air.
Okay. Get a hold of street maintenance because they're going to have to respond up there and take care of that if it keeps popping up.
7 minutes later, that's when the report shows the car Alana was in hit the cover, sending her to the hospital.
She's in a lot of pain. They're trying to do pain management right now. The best we can.
Now, News Center 7 reached out to the city of Dayton to learn more about this crash, and we received a statement from a city spokesperson who says the city is looking into it, adding that it is, of course, the city's policy to respond to repair needs ASAP when they occur in its areas of responsibility. Now, we will continue to follow up with the city, and we'll let you know what we find out in the future. Reporting live in Dayton, Haley Kosik, News Center 7.